Hey, everybody, Dave Hagan here. Today, I want to talk about my beef with Matt Damon. That's today on the Financial Wellness Podcast.
Welcome to the Financial Wellness Podcast, Dave's weekly message to keep you on your path to the financial success. Here is your host, financial problem solver and talk show host, Dave Hagan.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Financial Wellness Podcast, or the TFWP, as we like to call it. We're coming to you from Van Nuys, California. We're coming to you from Topanga, California, from Venice, California. So we're coming at you from all different places in California to talk about my beef with Matt Damon. But with me today, Mr. Brian Reed. Hey, Brian, how you doing?
How's it going, David? You have a beef with Matt Damon.
Well, I mean, you've done stuff in the industry in years past, and I want you to talk me off the edge if you think I'm being a little too hard on the Mattster. Let me tell you about my beef. I love Matt Damon as an actor. He's done such great stuff. He won the Academy Award for what? Writing, I think, Good Will Hunting, wasn't it, Brian?
It was.
He wrote it, and I think he acted it, but he and Affleck got the Oscar for writing. Right?
Well, supposedly Ben wrote something. I don't know if I buy that, but
yeah. Well, he's been in the news lately too, right? He's been a busy boy. But you know, I love Matt Damon in the Ocean series, 11, 12, and 13. Great stuff. Loved him in the Bourne series. He kind of buffed up for that role. He didn't strike me as the hand fighter so much kind of guy, but he buffed up and did a good job. Great movie, interesting movie in The Martian. He was in Saving Private Ryan with Tommy Hanks. He did Ford versus Ferrari, which I thought was real cool. So I love the movies that he's done, and I so enjoy his ongoing beef with Jimmy Kimmel. Too funny. Have you seen that? Or
yeah, that's been fun to watch over the years.
Yeah, those guys crack me up. And did you know Jimmy Kimmel's even getting a bowl game this year? The Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
He is?
Yeah, they're
Wow.
calling it the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. He made some jokes about it, and someone bought the rights, and they're calling it the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. And he had one of the teams on the show apparently, and it's like a big funny and yuck up. And I think that takes the bowl season to a new high, the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. But getting back to our good friend Matt Damon, recently he was announced as one of the new faces of crypto.com. And I was kind of surprised to hear that. Brian, do you know what crypto.com is?
I think it's just another cryptocurrency platform where you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies and other things.
Yeah, that's
kind of like Robinhood and eToro and like Coinbase, those types of programs.
Yeah, that's kind of my understanding. It's a clearinghouse or a platform to buy and sell crypto, at least from what I can tell. I mean, I'm not a big crypto guy, so but like think of Schwab, think of Fisher or any of the brokerage houses. Of course, they sell everything or trade everything for you. But I guess this outfit crypto.com is just limited to crypto kinds of issues. So I really don't have a beef with that. I mean, he's making apparently a lot of money, I would think. Being the face of this, I don't have a problem with that. My beef though is his first commercial, which I saw, I don't know, a month and a half ago, on the television. The title is "Fortune Favors the Brave." So it looks like, Matt's walking down an aisle in a museum, and there's exhibits about explorers, and there's exhibits about astronauts. And by the way, it looks like astronaut Scott Kelly is going to be in future commercials, according to Bloomberg. But he's walking down the aisle. He's looking pretty buff. And he says, "Fortune favors the brave." So here's my beef with that. First, I'm not particularly a fan of crypto. I don't understand it. I've said that way before, and Brian and Nick and I have had these ongoing
Whoa, whoa,
discussions.
whoa. Did someone say crypto?
I said crypto. Hey, look, everybody, there's Nick dialing in from the 405 freeway. What's
How you
up,
doing,
man?
Dave?
Good,
How you
you?
doing, Dave?
Good. I hope you're being safe while you're driving here. You're not paying more attention to the phone than the road, huh?
Hey, don't worry. I'm not Brian. I'm not scratching off scratchers on the road.
So I've told you guys I'm not a fan of crypto, but both of you guys do a little of that, huh?
Yeah, I've done it before. I'm currently mostly out right now, but I'm still watching and waiting.
Right. So you're crypto free, huh?
At the moment, that
At
could
the-
change by the end of the day. You never know.
Yeah, true. True. Nick, how about you?
Well, actually, Dave, what's interesting is that I don't think I told you, I just got back from El Salvador, and that's what they do compared to the United States. You can spend Bitcoin on your hamburger. You can
Really?
pay for it. Correct.
And what was that like? Did you do any of that?
Of course not.
No.
But personally, I'm like Brian. I am staying out of crypto, but I just thought it was so fascinating to see that, you know what, this might be the future.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't understand it well, and I'm just not a fan. And I mean, we've talked about this many times. People can go back and listen to previous podcasts that we've done, but I think you start from the fundamental assumption is if you don't understand anything, you shouldn't invest in it. I don't think it's a good idea to put your hard-earned money. You guys have an understanding of it, so you guys have done some things in it, and I think that's fine. But we've discussed it, many times. Third, I think that if you're going to invest in crypto, if at all, it should be on the cutting edge of the risk portion of your portfolio. I mean, a good, solid, long-term portfolio. If you want to have some of the more risky kinds of things, and there are some portfolios where there may be an element to that. I mean, if it's crypto and you understand it, I mean, I guess that's okay. But and you're the lifeblood, your money that you've been able to put together, which is so difficult to do, seems to me shouldn't be an all-in exercise. And I think that's what the theme of this commercial is: all in. Fortune favors the brave. No, I don't think bravery is any part of it. It should be a thoughtful, thought out process, part of a comprehensive plan, depending upon your age and the the allocation of your investment portfolio, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Vegas was built on something for nothing, and I hate to see people pursuing investments with that kind of mind share. Any thoughts about that, Brian?
Well, I don't think I think you would be happier if if it was tagged with like the wise, like fortune favors, the brave and the wise, or something like that.
I could live with
because
that.
Yes, you can. If you have the ability to take a little chance on it, then fine, go ahead and do that. But a little chance. You don't need to invest everything into crypto because it's just not stable enough.
Yeah. 20-30% of your investment, it seems, or your portfolio. I wouldn't. No. I mean, and like I said, you guys are more risk takers than I, and 20 or 30%, just, it seems that even that seems an awful lot to me,
No, I would play around with whatever you can afford to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Dave, what's interesting is that, they call it a currency, but when's the last time you lost 5% of your currency overnight?
Well, I don't know when.
I don't know, but it's just like let's just say you have $1,000 today, and then tomorrow, you're at 950 because you lost $50 overnight.
Yeah.
That won't happen with the US dollar. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, it's backed by the federal government. They'll just write hot checks to make it good, which creates other issues. But anyway, I got to tell you, I was recently talking to I was with a group of financial planners, and we were talking about this. And I said, "Man, did you see the latest Matt Damon, advertisement?" No. And I said, "Fortune favors the brave," and they were stunned. Their jaw just hit the table. So I guess I really don't have a beef with Matt Damon. I think my beef is with this particular message more than anything else. As the cryptocurrency platform seeks to lure new people to its services and bring credibility and become a mainstream, it's going to spend a lot of money on people and locations to get their name out there. Did you guys hear that the Staples Center, where the Lakers play, is going to crypto.com arena?
Wow, they're shelling out some big bucks.
Yeah, they've apparently got a lot of money, but they're gonna call. I guess Staples is the contract's coming up. I thought it was a little weird when they called it Staples after someone that sold office supplies, but we've really identified it as Staples, and now Staples is not the high flyer that it was. I don't know what 20 years ago, and so now the next thing is crypto, and they're going to call it crypto.com arena. And I'm already hearing that the slang is going to be, "Hey, let's go watch a basketball game at the crypt."
Yeah, I heard about that, Dave. I'm just like, is that where people go to die?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a that's kind of a weird thing to me. And when I see crypt, I think gangs and crypts, and I understand that's different, but the word still sounds similar, and it brings that connotation in my mind. And I'm not sure how this is all going to turn out. Now I'm sure there's marketing people over at Staples who have thought this through, and I believe it's owned by AEG, isn't it? But anyway, I'm sure they've got marketing people that they've said, "Oh, this is a great idea," but I don't know.
Well, did you hear what the Seattle hockey team fans, what they're being called? Because it's the Kraken. They're being called crackheads.
Crackhead. It's better than crackers, but
with a K. With a K.
I don't know. Ferris Bueller said you can never push too far on a good thing. Maybe they're starting to push a little too far on this stuff. I don't know.
Well, Dave, Ferris Bueller also said to, have a day off.
Well, good for him. But love the movie, love the thought process behind the movie, and but I don't know. I just wonder if we're maybe pushing a little too hard. So there you have it. Fortune favors the brave. I'm not digging it. It's just a short rant today. I just had to say that. Matt, don't hate on me, dude. Don't go Jimmy Kimmel on me. You've got more access to the media than I would ever hope to, but I just had to get that off my chest and say that. Hey, let's go do emails, you guys. Thanks for coming in, both of you. We'll do some emails. Let's listen to one.
You've been listening to the Financial Wellness Podcast, Dave's weekly message to keep you on your path to financial success. If you have a question that you would like Dave to answer on the podcast, go to thefinancialwellnesspodcast.com. You can leave an audio message with one click of a button, or type your message into the question box. Either way, it's sent right to Dave's phone. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you receive the new episode notifications. Let's listen in now as Dave answers some emails.
All right, stop, you guys. I just got to get something off my chest. I know we were going to do this email that we talked about, but I've just got to say something further and got to get it off my chest. I've got a confession to make. Lately, I've been looking at my stocks several times a day. In fact, it's gotten so bad, I've been looking at the stocks almost every few hours. And, I'm carrying around some bad feelings about that and need to confess. This is the wrong way to invest long term. if you're looking at your stocks going up and down a couple times during the day, maybe even every day, you're not looking long-term. You're not thinking long-term. And I think you're a lot more likely to try and jump at some quick return. So I noticed that the other day. It's on the iPhone. I'm looking at the iPhone. I wake up in the morning. Oh, market's open. Let's check it out. Have a couple cups of coffee, check it out. And it's just the wrong way to do business, because I tell you, sometimes I look at it, and when the stocks have gone up, I'm the brightest person in the whole wide world. And then the next day it goes down. I go, wow, I still haven't learned my lesson. So I think one of my New Year's resolutions need to be to only look at my stocks a couple times a day, maybe not even that, maybe once a day, maybe every couple of days. My wife, who is pretty savvy at this stuff, doesn't look more than occasionally, although she's keeping track of what the market in general is doing. So I don't know, just something to think about. Brian, how often do you look at your stocks?
I'm definitely every day.
Okay.
But I'm also, it's long term. Just leave it alone. Let it go. Unless you're interested in buying something, then you're watching it a little more intently. But on your long term ones, I don't worry about it. Just let it go. Fire and forget.
Yeah, you're looking at you're waiting for a little dip in the stock if you're looking to buy something, perhaps.
Correct.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good idea. And daily's not bad. I mean, really, daily's not bad. I remember back in the day, to check your stocks, we had to run downstairs where we worked, and they had like a cabinet that you could open if you were a client of the firm. And you opened up this door, and they had a little Quotron machine in there, and the little 2-color monitor, and you type in the symbol, and we go, oh yeah, look at that. And then I remember after that, I knew some fellas that had like what was a pager they'd wear on their waist, and they could see live feed of stock prices. And now, now it's so easy. It's on your phone. It's everywhere. Almost information that's almost too readily available, because it gets you all worked up thinking about it, and keeps you from making those cool, calm, long-term decisions that we need to make to have financial wellness and long-term success. All right, I feel better. I feel better. I got that off my chest, and maybe a couple of takeaways for the listeners from that. So, interesting day today. We're talking about Matt Damon and how I've got a beef with, maybe not Matt, but maybe with the message of one of his latest endorsements, and how that relates to how we should think about our investments, and then getting something off my chest. Hey, Brian, thanks for coming in today. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, buddy.
You got a screensaver back there, which is like a tropical palm tree. I'm assuming you're not in the tropics. You're back at your usual place of business, huh?
Yes, I am home, not on that beach, but I am very near a beach, so it's always good.
Nice. And Nick's still out there on the 405 driving around. Good luck with that fella.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, everybody. This is Dave Hagan, and you've been listening to the Financial Wellness Podcast.
You've been listening to the Financial Wellness Podcast, Dave's weekly message to keep you on your path to financial success. If you have a question that you would like Dave to answer on the podcast, go to thefinancialwellnesspodcast.com. You can leave an audio message with one click of a button, or type your message into the question box. Either way, it's sent right to Dave's phone. Remember, Dave will randomly draw from the submitted questions and pick the winner of a free 1-hour personal conversation with Dave to help you achieve your financial goals. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you receive the new episode notifications, or share the podcast via the app with your family and friends. This is your announcer, Nick Appel, wishing you every financial success.